The Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, has emphasized the need for stakeholders in the business space to forge partnerships which will create synergies that spur economic growth. This, the investment center explains, will improve efforts aimed at attracting more sustainable foreign direct investment into the country and the African continent. There's more in the following reports.
According to the 2023 World Investment Report by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, foreign direct investment flows to Africa declined to $45 billion in 2022 from the record $80 billion set in 2021. FDI flows to Ghana fell by 39% to $1.5 billion. Speaking at the second CEO Summit here in Accra, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Yofi Grant, encouraged businesses to leverage on the availability of natural resources to establish strong business partnerships to attract more FDIs.
The opportunity still does exist, and that opportunity does exist is manifested in the fact that almost every developed country in the world now wants to have an Africa partnership because they recognize the importance of Africa as a destination for foreign direct investment, but also as the next big consumer market in the world because of our population and our growth, but also the most endowed region in the world. I mean, Africa has not less than 40% of the world's remaining resources, particularly those mineral resources required for energy transitions. But also, we have the population size, which is a major consumer market weighting, and not less than 40% of the world's remaining arable land to feed the world.
Now, Fidelity Bank has expressed its readiness to support players within the agribusiness industry with funding to enable them have the right certification of their products for exports. The following report, filed by Daniel Odro-Mensah, has more. As part of efforts to equip players within the agribusiness industry, the Fidelity Bank has highlighted the essential role of regulatory bodies in ensuring that agro-processed products which are exported meet the set standards. The Director of Business Banking, Alex Ejiamponsa, explained the bank's readiness to provide funding to players in agribusiness.
We are saying that we are ready to lend to support the agribusiness. We are saying that the market has been created elsewhere and the market is there, even local market is there. But how do you make sure that you are able to produce the product that actually meet the market demand, and then in a very sustainable way, in such a way that we are talking about global warming and what have you. People are using all manner of chemicals. But these chemicals that you're using, remember, that also have an impact. Even if you look at fertilizer and applications, there are periods that you have to apply. Is it available? If it's not available, what can we do? As a bank, we are ready to provide funding for somebody to bring them in, businesses to bring them in, and to make sure that it's available.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer for Development Bank Ghana, DBG, Michael Mensah, has been explaining the role of the bank in supporting the private sector with funding.
So DBG is less than 2 years old. We were inaugurated last year. Our mandate is very simple: supporting the growth of private sector. We do this by providing long-term funding, and also we recognize the fact that it's not only funding that is needed for the growth of the private sector, but indeed technical capability as the ones that we'll be talking about today.